Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, BULLBOYKENNELS. Today we got another video for you. Some of my movie pickups. Some of these are going to be Steelbooks, others 4K, and one is a Blu-ray. But, as always, let's just jump into it. Let's just see what came in this time and what we're going to be enjoying. Anyways, first one here. Now, I do have this on 4K already, so I kind of like double dipped. Pretty much I just wanted the Steelbook for it because it looked really good. And that is The Cabin in the Woods. Yes, The Cabin in the Woods. Steelbook. I want to say this was from Lionsgate. I think that's where I ordered it from. Yeah, from Lionsgate. Actually, I ordered a couple of them from them, but this was one of them that I had wanted to pick up. So I figured I'd get the Steelbook for this one. It's a really good movie. I always enjoy this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's considered a horror movie, but it ain't horror. To me, it's more of the horror of like 13 Ghosts type of horror. It's good characters but comedic, so that's how I kind of look at this here movie. So I'm sure with as old as it is now, a lot of y'all have probably seen this one, and it's definitely a good pickup whether you're getting the 4K, the Blu-ray, or whatever. Definitely a good one to pick up and definitely enjoy. Again, that is the Cabin in the Woods, so really good one there. The next one I wanted, this one I've seen on TV quite a few times. And I do like it. I mean, it's not as good as The Cabin in the Woods, but I do like it. And this was also from Lionsgate, their limited Steelbook. I guess it has that funny cover where when you turn it, it kind of looks different. I don't know, I don't know what you call that. I don't know, that's what people refer to as lenticular. But it's whatever. And that is Cabin Fever Unrated. So as you can see, when you turn the box sideways, it does change with the look. So this was another movie that I really liked. I thought it was pretty funny. Not as good as Cabin in the Woods, but still a really good flick to watch. I want to say there's some other parts to this. I may have watched them. Not real positive on that one, but definitely this one was worth watching. So I do enjoy this one. Not as, like I said, not as much as Cabin in the Woods, but definitely a good watch if you haven't seen this one. And it's pretty cool. Some of the stuff they do in it is really good, and and I just wanted the Steelbook for that one as well. So I figured, man, why not, grab that. This next one, also from Lionsgate. Actually, I think all four of these were from Lionsgate, if I'm not mistaken. This one is one that I do have on Blu-ray, but I did want to upgrade to the 4K version. And, and I figured since, they had a nice Steelbook of it, why not pick it up? And that is the Crazies. Another good movie, pretty good flick to watch. Unless you really want like the Steelbook of it, I would just get the 4K. Not sure they have a 4K of it. I know they got the Blu-ray because that I do have. But I'm not sure if they just have like just a 4K, disc itself for this one. And I think that's part of the reason why I also went with the Steelbook as well. Partly for that, but wasn't 100% sure. But I figured, hey, you know what? I wanted the movie. Let me grab it, while they're in stock. So, that way I'm not having to overpay for stuff that I should have just got when I wanted to get it, pretty much. rather than having to kick myself in the rear end. But yeah, the Crazies definitely really really good movie as well. I enjoy it. I think it's really good. The next one, and you know what? The next one was also from Lionsgate. Yes. And this is another lenticular cover. Also a steelbook. And I guess it's lenticular. If I'm saying that wrong, then oh well. It just is what it is. And that is Daybreaker. That's right? Daybreaker. Vampire movie. Seen this a bunch of times. It's a really good movie. I want to say it was it William Dafoe, Ethan Hawke? Is that who it is? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who it is. Yeah, it should be William Dafoe, Ethan Hawke. Those are two. The other guy, I know him too. I just can't remember his name, but yeah, Daybreakers, definitely a really good, good vampire movie to pick up. So if you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. And if you like the Steelbooks, definitely pick up that Lionsgate edition. The lenticular part, I guess it's lenticular. Yeah, it kind of changes a little bit. Not too much, but pretty much what you see on here is pretty much the same artwork on the Steelbook itself. So it's pretty cool, and should definitely look good in that 4K sizzle, as I like to say. All right, now this next one, I know I got this for a good price, and I got it through, I want to say it's through Hamilton Books. I don't know if it had like a web exclusive, something. It was some type of sale. I know that, and that is Fog City. So, what's that? Was this German? I want to say this was in German. Could be wrong. I think it is. But yeah, another one I wanted to pick up and watch. This is one again where I seen the trailers for it, and I was like, you know what? That might just be something I'll be into watching, that I might actually enjoy. So, for the price that I was, getting it for, and it was a steelbook, and this was, if I'm not mistaken, is a limited number. So I got 3505 out of 4100. So only 4100 of these were produced. So at least there's that. It's a limited run. So I figured why not grab it for the price it was at, and and I found it at least interesting enough to where I was willing to pick it up. So now, if you all seen this, and whether you like it or dislike it, let me know in the comments. I haven't got to watch it yet because I'm trying to get through, other stuff that I've recently picked up, and then of course I'm watching stuff with the family, so kind of have to get those out the way before I can kind of get to my stuff that I really want to get to. So, all right. Now this next one, this one I do own on Blu-ray, but I wanted the 4K of it. I know from some other videos that I had seen, a lot of people have said the 4K upgrade to this was really good. So I figured, why not? Let me pick it up. And that's the Humanoids. So now, I'm not sure about holding on to my Blu-ray set. I probably will. But I figure, why not pick this up? See how much better it is in that 4K sizzleness. Was it Shop Factory, Screen Factory? Yeah, Screen Factory. So, yeah. But we'll see. Now I know the version that I ripped and put on my server is the unrated cut instead of the theatrical. I just prefer to have those cuts. Sometimes they're better, sometimes they're not. Some movies, the theatrical is actually better than the unrated, or the director's cut, or the extended cut. So just all depends on the movies themselves. How those versions really are. But figure why not pick up the Humanoids. Well, Humanoids from the Deep, to be exact. Now, this one's an older movie. This was during my time as a kid, growing up in the 70s, 80s. We just had a bunch of wacky movies, great movies, fantastic movies. I would say those are probably the best times for horror movies, sci-fi, and even family movies. We had all kinds of stuff. I mean, you look at the 70s and 80s releases, we had the movies for sure, like without a doubt. And this one is, this is sci-fi, kind of comedic. At least I think it is. But it's Battle Beyond the Stars. So figured I'd pick up that 4K release of it. And I know Amazon was having, I wouldn't really say they were a great sale for the Scream Factory, Shout Factory movies, but, a lot of them were discounted. So, if you want to get them for cheaper, definitely a good way to do it rather than paying, regular full price. Because, every penny you can pinch, every nickel you can save, hey, that's just more you can add to something else you want to pick up. But yeah, if you're into like sci-fi type of movies, this might be one you might want to check out. Has some comedic value. Now, when you do see someone like the masks that people are wearing, you can definitely tell a lot of the work that went into doing those masks, and they really do show up really well, in the 4K version. So, it's always that little tidbit there, but definitely a good one to pick up. So, yeah, again, Battle Beyond the Stars. So, check it out. You might just enjoy it. All right, and then this next one here, I got this for my daughter. This was the Fantastic Beast, The Secrets of Dumbledore. So, picked that up for her. So, she likes to watch all the Harry Potter movies. So I figured this might be something, she would be into and probably enjoy. So, figure why not go ahead and pick this one up for her. And, at least that way we have something we can watch together. I'm not a fan of the Harry Potter stuff or, these type, even though I do like fantasy movies. Those just never clicked with me. So, but figured I'd get it for her, and, maybe we can enjoy it together. This other one, again, this is during my time. Was always a funny movie. Very, very comedic, at least to me. And that is Smokey and the Bandit. Again, this one is also in 4K. So, I think for me, a lot of these older movies is just more, reliving my childhood. Because I definitely do remember a lot of the movies. I don't remember the names of them. So if people were to ask me, hey, what's the name of this movie? Look, I don't know. But, I definitely remember parts of the movie, bits and pieces. I can at least explain to you, some scenarios in the movie. And then if you got a good memory, you'll definitely remember the movies. I personally just have a crappy memory when it comes to stuff like that. But this was definitely always a good movie to watch. So, yeah. Smokey and the Bandit, Burt Reynolds, can't go wrong with that. Then you got a movie like, with Dolly Parton and, what was the other girl? She did that one movie with, I want to say Kurt Russell. She falls off a boat, loses her memory. But she did a bunch of other movies before then that are really good. Goldie Hawn? Yeah, Goldie Hawn. So, there were a lot of movies back during those times, the 80s and stuff. So, really good movies. Now, this one, I've never seen a 4K of it, just a Blu-ray, but I figured, I didn't have this one. It at a good price. And I'm definitely a fan of John Carpenter movies, so I figured why not go ahead and pick up the Blu-ray for Body Bags, so that way I can have some laughs with that one. So, we'll see how that really goes. I know there's some movies I don't care for, but quite a few, I really do enjoy, and especially when it's always like horror stuff. I mean, you really can't go wrong, horror is horror. Well, to an extent, we'll say to an extent, but other than that, it's always good times to watch horror movies, and and especially a John Carpenter film. He's done many great films. Some aren't really horror, but some people might consider them horror. Others, you may not, but nonetheless, body bags. So definitely should be a fun watch. But again, my family don't watch horror, so this is just movies that I'll watch by myself when I have time to go and and get to watching them. So yeah, that's pretty much all for that. So I mean, other than that, we'll see what other pickups we end up doing. They should slow down a bit, a good bit. I think a majority of the stuff that I was getting to come in, most have came in. I mean, I still have some stuff here and there that still has to trickle in, but for the most part, they're mostly here for right now, except for my pre-orders, and those I just have to wait till they come out. But other than that, we'll see when they come, and we'll enjoy them at that time. If there's any films you're looking to pick up, get into, definitely leave it in the comments. We can definitely try to chop it up a bit. It's always good to talk about movies with especially horror movies with other horror fans, since I can't do that with my family, at least not the ones in my house. No, they chickens. If it ain't the family stuff, yeah, I'm watching that all by myself. I mean, it's cool though. I mean, it's alone time, but rather, enjoy the same horror movies with them. But it is what it is for now. Other than that, hey, it's been your boy BULLBOYKENNELS, and as always, keep them scratching. Peace. We up out of here.